Yes, yes, yes. What's going on, world? This is your man, Buddy Ramig, and we are back at it with another episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast. And you know how we do on every episode. I like to bring some of my friends in the entertainment business. We sit down, chop it up, talk about our journeys in Hollywood, see what we got going on. And this episode is like no other, y'all. So if you are a first time listener, thank you for tuning in. And if you are a returning friend, y'all, welcome back. We got another exciting episode for y'all. We got my good friend here, man. Y'all might have seen him in the movie Friday After Next. You're also going to see him in the Tyler Perry series, She's the People, streaming right now on Netflix. And you've seen him on a whole bunch of TV shows and movies in the meantime, in between time. Right now, y'all, I want y'all to make it live and make it loud for my good friend, Mr. Reggie Gaskins in the building, y'all. Thank you, man. Reggie, man. Thank you, Reggie, for um uh coming and sitting down on the Yeah Buddy podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So quick recap of how we got introduced. A short film of mine that I had produced and directed was playing at the Chinese Theater earlier in May for this wonderful, wonderful film festival that was put on called the Indie Nights Film Festival, and that's how we had got introduced. What was your kind of connection? What led you to be there at the Indie Nights Film Festival?
Indie Night Film Festival started with my boy Dave Brown. My my second short film that I ever did was one of the first films ever screened at an Indie Night Film Festival when he started it some 15 years ago. So I've been going to Indie Night off and on over the years, ever since the inaugural festival, which was 20 some years ago.
Oh, awesome, man! That's great to see how that kind of support, because people need that, because like you said, you the second one there, ours was like just this past month. So the support is what's really important, and like for us black actors is trying to make it in this crazy ass Hollywood and stuff like that. So that's
That and your film was a really good film, dude.
oh,
Great.
thank you, man. Yeah, yeah, that almost 30. That was funny thing. That was probably like the first time, well, I seen it, say, because I was behind like the edit and stuff like that. But for the crew and the cast and stuff like that was able to make it out there, that was their very first time, not only seeing the movie, but probably
Mhm.
most likely seeing themselves on the
Right.
big screen. So that's why, like I said, like that supported, like paying it forward, because you would have never know that back then, just being at this film festival. Oh, let me keep supporting, just how
Hmm.
far you could take. Because like I said, I don't know, that could have been like our Oscar moment. You know what I'm saying? Just being there on Hollywood Boulevard, and like nobody up here in Sacramento says that they had a movie played at the Chinese Theater.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. hmm
Right.
So yeah. So that's dope, man. That's dope. And so your big break in Hollywood came being cast as Officer B Dix in Friday After Next. How
Yeah.
did that role how did that role come about?
So I was on a television pilot for ABC called Go Sick
Mhm.
and the original Punked. And in that show, I played a meter maid who would give people parking tickets for no reason. And it became this big thing in Hollywood. And the producers of Friday After Next got wind of it, saw it, called my agent, like, yo, we want him to come in and audition for Officer B. Dix. And I'm still new, in Hollywood to a certain extent. And I get in there and I see all these other great actors and comedians. I was like, yo, darn the audition. I need to get an autograph and a couple pictures.
Yeah.
Because I
hmm
didn't know
Yeah.
I'm the funniest dude in Hollywood or anything like that. And I just went in there and did my thing, had some fun, clowning, and got the call. And it was like, they booked you. And I was like, wow. And for me, especially at that time, it was a testament of just staying diligent in prayer, because I prayed about it a lot,
Yeah.
and diligent in the work ethic. I was always
Yeah.
people claim always practicing acting. I used to go to talk to trees in the park and play
Mhm.
characters,
Yeah.
and so for me, it was just a work ethic. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I just really
Mhm.
tried to stay diligent in being prepared whenever that opportunity came.
Yeah, I think that's one thing you talk about, like with the work ethic, because as actors, we all think we're unique. We all think we're our own, individual person, which we are. But like, what is different, like when you walk into like the audition room, and there's like 100 people that look like you. You know, what I'm saying people that audition for the same type of role. You're like, oh, I guess I'm like, I may not be as unique as I thought I was. So it's that now like you said, that work ethic. It's that work ethic that's gonna kind of separate it, that put it in that work that's going to separate you from getting that audition.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I have
And
a
then so
yeah, I have a motto I live by, that, and I learned this from a motivational speaker. He said that success can only be purchased with the currency of hard work,
mm,
and I try to live by that.
oh yeah, that's I'm gonna take that with me. Can you say one more time?
Success can only be purchased by the currency of hard work. Brother
Awesome.
Galsbrooks.
Mm, mm. And you had a background in doing comedy, from doing like sketch, also doing some stand up and stuff like that. So what was it like? I
So,
saw some of your YouTube clips, bro. I saw some of your YouTube clips. I saw like the performing at the Comedy Chateau and stuff like that. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I studied at Second City in LA and Groundings in LA for a hot minute, right?
Mm,
I I never wanted to do comedy. I didn't even want to do sketch. I got to LA from Philly, coming off of the stages in Philly and New York and off Broadway. So I had done Two Trains Running, My Rainey's Black Bottom, Fences,
mm,
Pearly Victorious, all these plays,
yeah.
drama plays. And I get to LA and they're like, "Oh, you're hilarious." No, no,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
serious.
Ain't nothing funny about what I'm about to do right now.
Yeah.
And my age, like, Reggie, you're funny. You should do more stand up. For what? I can get you more auditions. Well, get better at your job, bro.
Yeah.
If you can't get me auditions as me as a dramatic actor, do your
Yeah.
job. I don't want to do stand up. And I said, I'm good at sketch, but stand up, I was like, that's a whole nother beast. I can
Yeah.
sing an hour, but don't put me in front of 30,000 people on a microphone in a band. Everybody
Yeah.
gonna go home, but my boy at the time's brother named Earthquake, and another good friend of mine passed away, a brother named David Arnold. They said, Reg, if they want to pay you to be funny, learn to be funny.
Hmm.
And I never looked at it like that. I'm all in my pride and ego. Like, I'm a theater trained actor. I've done Fences and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And when they put it so simple, it's like, you know what? Let me learn it. And
Yeah.
so, like, let me try it. And brother named Chris Spencer was the first person that gave me a shot, put me on stage at the Laugh Factory.
Mm.
And not the Laugh Factory. Shoot, I'll get the name of the club will come to me in a second. It's a famous club too.
Mm.
And from there, I got into doing stand up, which helped me book the role on ABC, which helped me book the role in Friday After Next.
Mm. Yeah, it's crazy how like with doing stand-up comedy, I feel like because you're right, things you're right, it's always about yourself. It's about yourself, kind of like your view on things. And then you
Right.
kind of you're able to kind of like take that into acting, like make it like you're able like more personable. Like with acting and stuff like that, I gotta be somebody else or try to be
Right.
somebody else. And, find yourself as somebody else. But in stand-up comedy, it's like I'm really just finding myself within myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Hmm.
Learned, it was
Yeah.
the comedy store. Chris Spencer put me up at the comedy store.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a whole art to it. My boy David Arnold used to teach a class called The Art of Stand Up, and just, back then having the opportunity to work with Kat and Mike Epps and Kevin Hart and I and a couple other cats played on the celebrity basketball team. And just listening to them, the work ethic. Earthquake used to get a newspaper and read the paper every day and try to figure out where's the funny in this as it relates to my life.
Hmm.
And Quake and David Arnold, Chris Spencer, Scruncho and Rodney Perry, all these dudes, man, their work ethic to be the best comedian they could be was inspiring to me to be the best actor I could be.
Mm, yeah.
That was
Hmm.
my
Yeah.
acting is my passion. Stand up's your passion. Go for yours. Acting is mine. And I'm always pushing myself to try to be the best. I don't even get, I ain't been on some of the shows I want to be on. There's a
Mm,
bunch I was up for and ain't get.
yeah.
But I never lost the joy for it, never lost the passion for it. And I'm so thankful and grateful to be on Tyler Perry's show.
Yeah.
That will be coming out also, starring me, Andre Fuller, and Selena Kay, Judy Johnson, and Richard White. And so I'm just thankful, man.
Is this another show besides the
It's a,
She's the People?
it's a new movie that I did called Commandment X that's coming
Okay.
out. Yeah, and this one's a monster.
Okay. We got the Yeah Buddy exclusive. You don't gotta say too much. I know NDAs and all that type of stuff, but yeah, we got the Yeah Buddy exclusive right now. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
This is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. So
All right, cool. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I don't want to get you too much trouble, so let's swing over to the other project that you talk about, comedy and stuff like that. I watched the Tyler Perry She's the People. Shout out to Terry J. Vaughn, one of my favorite actresses. She actually
yeah.
just did a short film out here in the Bay Area which is doing really good out here.
Mhm.
But yeah, Tyler Perry, She's the People. In this TV show, you play a character by the name of Reverend Jones in episode
Only
5 and 6. Yeah, look at God. And tell us a little bit about the character, what it kind of took for you to um break it down, like the backstory for this character and how you kind of got into this character.
So when I got the script and read about him, I was like, oh, he's a little shady. And so my first thought was, instead of just playing the character as this overly shady type dude, he just believes that what he's doing is right.
Yeah.
He believes that the Lord has blessed him to do the things that he's doing, no matter how wrong they may be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, I just kept it very natural, where it's
Mm,
like, I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong, you know?
yeah.
And he's a praying man, so the spirit hits him at any moment. You just never know when the
Hmm.
spirit, oh, glory, you just never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Spirit may hit him, and that was something that Tyler allowed me to incorporate. Um, and Tyler's a very graceful director to actors. He allows you to do your work. You know,
Hmm.
is to direct the thing. It's like if I'm the director, I'm not the actor. You do your job, and
Yeah.
he helps actors do their job at levels maybe they didn't even see themselves going. Uh,
Mm.
Very collaborative, and I appreciate him for that. And it was a great experience. I love playing Reverend Jones. Everybody, write in the comments, bring back Reverend Jones.
He
And
has to come back. That pipeline is an essential storyline in
exactly
the show. So he has to come back because he plays an important part. He's gonna come back really rich,
right.
or or
For
or the
oh,
most hated man in town.
uh-huh.
Yeah. And then so like speak like how you say like with them one thing I just noticed when you was acting, when you talk about like with Tyler Perry allowing you to show like a free range, like just like with the 2 episodes that you were in, I noticed you were able to show a huge range of just
Hmm.
different types of emotions, from being seriously concerned to, like you said, just break it out to the prayer, to just being very comical with it, you know,
Right.
with just the 2 episodes that you were in. Um
Uh-huh.
how were you able to kind of, I guess it's leading into like with your production company, Holla at Your Boy Productions. How have you been able to um being your lead actor, directing yourself, editing yourself, writing yourself? How have you been able to take that and incorporate it into these other projects that you do on these other productions?
So, in terms of writing and directing for myself and stuff like that with my production company, like I said, Hollywood saw me as a comedian. I saw myself as
Mm,
a dramatic actor, and I remember um, early on in my career on stage, I was playing a slave, and this was like my third time playing a slave or something. And I was like, I don't want my whole career to be yes about anything else. So I was like, I don't want that. And the director said, if you want to do something on your own, write it yourself, but when you're on my stage, you focus on your character. And when he said, write it yourself, that stuck with me. And
Mm.
I wrote my own film for me to star in because I was like, I can play other characters. And I was like, I played high school basketball and college basketball. And the coach said, if you're not in it to win a championship, don't do it. So I tacked writing like I want to write to win an award. Now,
Mm.
I've written it. If I'm directing it, I want to direct to win an award. And if I'm going to act in it, I have to act to win an award. So it
Yeah.
was out of two aspects, necessity and being thorough. Hollywood's like, they're not at the time giving me a shot to play a dramatic actor. So let me write
Mm.
it myself, you know, and star in it myself.
Yeah.
I don't have all the equipment, and I got to figure out how to shoot it. I figured out how to rent the equipment and work with certain people. And then when people saw my films, like, hey, can you do my film? Can you produce my film? Can you direct it? And that's how my company came about. So if you need a company,
Mm. Yeah.
facilitate you getting a story told from script to screen. I can assist with writing. I can bring a whole team together to shoot it, edit it, and give you a finished product. And that's how the company came about. And
Yeah.
directing yourself, if you have a passion, and I'll use Jordan. Even though Jordan had a coach, he directed himself to be the best player he could be.
Mm.
Ron, Kevin Garnett, Jalen Hurts, um, um, Patrick Mahomes. Even though they have a coach, they're still out there doing their job and working hard to be good at it. So I worked hard at being a good director and being a good actor. So
Mm.
when I got my shot set up and I know what I want as a director, switch. Now you're coming to that zone.
Yeah.
And being able to do both stems from your passion. Do you
Mm.
want how bad do you want it? And I wanted both.
Yeah. And then what were you able to learn? Like being like owning your own production company. What were you able to learn about the business side of movie making that you didn't really necessarily know just from like being the actor?
How hard it is to get money to make a daggone film.
Yeah.
I I think, when you're an actor, you just get hired and you go to work. You don't
Yeah.
really man, when I tell you goodness,
Yeah.
it is a difficult, tall task raising
Yeah.
funds to make a film. And it's a difficult task to ensure that that film makes money.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, you
Mm.
know. Um, but it's just through prayer and supplication and just you just stay diligent. And if the world sees your will to succeed, eventually the world will bend to your will.
Mm.
Wow, I can see how bad he wants it. When you started your project, I'm sure there was a point where nobody saw how bad you wanted until
Yeah.
you saw how bad
Mm.
you want. You
Mhm.
know, initially,
Yeah.
like, you want this little thing. Yeah, buddy, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They saw, yo, he really wants this.
Mm.
What help? How can I come on board? And next thing you know, you sitting in Man's Chinese Theater watching your project.
Yeah, man. That's why we had kind of put the like at the end credits we had put the it was kind of unconventional like end credits we just put like just a slideshow of just all the work that we had put in to get to this point because that was my movie within the movie because it was a testament like how you say from it started off with nobody believing in the project except for me and the writer, and then it ended with all these wonderful people just jumping on board and helping out. And it was such a beautiful thing.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Cool. And then before we do wrap this up, I don't think I mentioned this in your introduction, but congratulations, you're a NAACP award Image Award nominee, which is a huge thing for it was a restraining order. Was that the name of the film?
Yeah, restraining orders.
Yeah, yeah. How did that come about?
Restraining Order was the first feature film that I wrote, and I was just dogmatic in belief of this film. And I shot a short of it and put the short on YouTube, and I would post a short and going way back on MySpace, MySpace, and then Facebook. And I was like, yo, here's the short version of this film. I'm seeking money to make it a feature. And long story short, somebody on the internet only, they wrote and said, how much do you need? And I wrote back and I said, well, how much you got?
Yeah.
Right. And we kept that conversation going. They ultimately financed the film. And like I said, I strive to just go for it because we never have enough money to do anything.
Oh,
So
yeah.
go for it. And Robin, they can say what they want about Robin Givens. Robin Givens ain't no joke when it comes to acting, and she's a good rabbit. Robin Givens came, she put it down. Sean Blakemore, Kiki Haynes, who's also starring in Tyler Perry's film, All the Queen's Men. Sean Blake, they all came together, and we put together a good film. And thankfully, I was nominated. I didn't win. I lost to A Kill in the Bee.
Hey, but if you can't be mad at losing to Angela Bassett and Kiki Palmer. You can't. You're in the same category as them, man. You are in the same category as them. You can't be mad at that.
I wasn't mad at all. So
Yeah.
I wanted to play a character, which was a lawyer that I love playing. Hollywood wouldn't give me a shot. So I wrote it. Let's do the best directing, best writing, best editing. And it came about from that.
I I I know you. I know you talk about playing the lawyer. I know you love playing lawyers. I gotta go back and I gotta go and finish watching the lawyer movie that you had did. Um.
Uh-huh.
Uh. But I gotta start. Like I said, it was on my queue of movies to watch. I about halfway through it. But yeah, I need to go back and finish watching it.
Okay.
But yeah, I did. What was the name of the that movie again? The lawyer movie that you played the lawyer.
I played the lawyer in Restraining Order, but the most current one is The Lying Truth. And
That's the one. That was the one. The lying truth. That was the one I was I was peeping that the other day.
yeah, and both of those are on Peacock. And shout out
Yeah.
to Van Grant, who was on The Gates. She's in The Lying Truth and my film, my romantic comedy called Because We're Done.
Those are all through your production company, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, awesome, man. Amazing, amazing. So, before we do get up out of, I know, let you get up out or do some things, but like I said before, we was talking, you talk about you grew up in Philly,
Grew up in
so that's where you come from. That's where you come from, Philly. And one thing I realized, up here in the Bay Area, because my friend Tim, he has a documentary that he's doing on this rapper that had passed away called the Jacka, and one of the rappers, Freeway from
Mhm.
Philly, he had did something on the documentary, just speaking about like their relationship, and that kind of got me to realize it just how really connected Philadelphia and the Bay Area is as far as like with the arts and entertainment. There's so much rich history with both cities kind of having a pipeline to Hollywood. So like with that, with you growing up in Philly, was there kind of like that pipeline, or were you kind of like the person that established that pipeline? Like, hey, here's how you make it to Hollywood.
No, that pipeline was kind of there. I mean, some of the old heads, Kevin Bacon's from Philly, Bradley Cooper. A lot of people don't know.
Mm,
And Freedom Theaters, where I started at, which produced a lot of people, great actors in the business.
yeah.
Who Philly taught me to be respected at craft. Didn't teach me to try to be a star or want to be a star. Like if you want to be famous, go somewhere else. But if you want to be respected as a good actor, writer, producer, director, this is the starting point of how to be respected for the work that you do. And
Mm,
that's put in, and I was on the show Eve, also from Philly. And Eve was just about the work. She wasn't trying to be famous. She wasn't trying to be a star or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What she did, and she was like, "What I do."
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just want to be a really great actress right now. Yeah.
Right, and that's the work ethic that I feel that Philly put in me. And then watching, Kevin Hart's work ethic is
Mm,
maniacal. You
yeah.
know, it's crazy. I don't know Jill Scott, but I've heard the stories. Her work ethic,
Mm,
maniacal. You
yeah.
know, Lee Cooper kept his regular job even when he was doing big movies. He's like, I'm keeping my job till I'm sure I'm okay. You
Mm,
know, Just kept. So that's what Philly is. Work ethic.
Yeah, we kind of had, like I said, that same pipeline up here with the Bay Area. Like for the arts, we got like the E4 shores. We got the Zendayas. Tyler Perry's even come up here a couple of times. Comedians, we got Paul Moody's been up here. You know, did great. It's a huge pipeline for like comedians and stuff like that too. So, like I said, that's kind of like the symmetry that we have up here. The symmetry that we have.
Right.
That was just a little fun fact. That was just a little fun fact that I wanted to point out here and stuff like that. But yeah, so before we do wrap up this episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast, tell people where they could find you at, follow you at, and then like I said, tell a little bit about Tyler Perry. She's the people where they can watch it at.
So you can find me on all social media under my name, Reggie Gaskins. If it's on your screen, you can see how it's spelled out. That's everywhere. Shooting Tyler Perry, She the People. I'm loving the show. Terry J. Vaughan, I've known her 20 years. She is incredible. Her husband, Karan, they're good people. Tyler is a good man. Y'all get what you heard. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Business to run. Everybody run their business with a certain way of necessity and what they have to get their business to flourish. And look out for my new film called Commandment X. I play
You played what?
I play an assassin.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, we definitely gonna be looking to check it out for that one. So yeah. Reggie Gaskins, y'all follow him where he said to. And then like I said, Buddy Rami, you catch me at Yeah Buddy ENT, or go to my website, yeahbuddyent.com, for all my podcast, stand-up, and sketches. And then, like I said, if you was a returning friend, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will catch you next time. Until then, I'll be your man, Buddy Rami. I'll catch y'all next time. Reggie, my man, thank you.
Thank you, man.